sticks falling on the ground. I mean, they were obviously placed there. And he walked a little further. He went across over the tree, and we also found a pile of something that came out of some being. Scat? It's either scat or vomit. But I kind of walked around. I think he took some pictures of things. So that was the first time that told me that maybe they do exist and maybe there's something more to it. So whenever he says something, now I listen more. When he tells me something, I start listening.
Yay!
But still, I'm still looking at it as a great guy. He's like, oh, there's a glyph. And I'm looking to see if there's evidence that it's really a glyph or it's just random, sticks falling together. And he's pointing out, look, it couldn't have fallen from that tree because this branch is from a different tree. It couldn't have fallen. And then pretty soon I started noticing that these sticks are weaved. They're like over and under and over and under. I mean, when things fall, they fall. They don't get weaved like that. And so what I started to do on my own is I'm a substitute teacher. I go to different schools and school grounds. I'm noticing these things. All of a sudden, it's like they're everywhere. So when he said, well, going camping, it's like, sure, I'll come. Yeah, I'll read the book next time. But
I love Jen. Okay, good job.
To notice things are everywhere, and also when you found them in our yard, I couldn't believe that. It's like, you think that it populated with people. You think that they would go to a treed area, even a park, a small park, no matter how small, but not really in someone's backyard.
It's fenced in.
But from your story, now it all comes clear to me that they are in the trees, they are everywhere.
Yep.
So this is a very enlightening
Yeah,
experience.
cool.
And with last night, really nothing happened when we were sitting there. Oh, when you went up to introduce yourself, I didn't say anything, but I was thinking it. What I was asking for is more people like us who are interested in connecting with God, connecting with each other, and connecting with good-hearted, open-minded people. We need more in this world. So what I was asking for in my mind was more people like us that will make a change in the world. And, I don't know if it was granted, but because we don't know yet. If it was granted, then there'll be more of us that are connecting with each other. So
cool. That's
what I asked for last night.
Okay.
Even though I got up at 2, looked around, and I tried very hard to see if I can see anything. There was nothing. I was up at 4:30, and I looked, and it was starting to get light at that time. In between that, I slept really, really good, so I don't know if anything happens.
Okay. Thank you, Jen. I know you.
You should. First off, I want to say thank you to all of you. You've made this a wonderful weekend, and the way all of you have pitched in and helped, and you've just been troopers. We can't do it without people like you. So thank you for being here. We really appreciate it. We appreciate the energy. I got nothing, but that's not overly surprising. I was exhausted. So
You slept like a baby.
I did until I started sliding off the end of my cot. The dog started crying, so I came in the house about 4:30 or 5:30 because he was not a happy camper.
No, didn't like being left alone. Okay, well, babe, I'm going to have you stand up and I'm just going to hand this to you, and you're going to film me and then hit the off button when I'm done. Hi, I'm not driving to work, but you knew that. You knew that. There's no car here. We're in the living room. So anyway, you've heard from everybody. Stuff happened, stuff didn't happen. Some people were awake, some people slept. I'm going to share what I observed. Number one, I observed a real awesome cook, Cindy Johnson. I love Cindy Johnson. Okay. I did observe that. I also observed a room full of people having a good time getting to know each other and getting to know them. And so this was a great weekend with a lot of great people. I observed that. When Cynthia and I dropped Cindy off at her cot way in the woods, coming back, heard some humming. That was cool. Got to the area where I was in. Put Cynthia down in her cot, was walking, ran into Joel and Tracy in the chairs. And Brian had left, so there was a chair, so I sat down and spent some time with them. Had a 9-footer standing next to me, could see the shimmering image, and I stuck my hand out and it touched my hand, sent an energy wave up my arm. And I just felt like the energy was still coming, so I said, Joel, touch my other hand, and he felt a light amount of energy. And then I kept my hand out, and the hand was on my hand, and then it started pushing my hand down, which was cool. So, and I was trying to push it back up, but he was stronger. So, anyway, that was cool. Made my way to my cot, went to sleep, and you need to understand that Cynthia and I have been busting our butts for a long time getting this property ready. Just got the property next door a month ago, had to open up trails, chainsaw, whacking away, lawn mowing, everything, cutting down trees, bush. And I have gone to bed exhausted, and so has Cynthia, every night, and in pain and waking up in pain. So I went to bed last night in pain. And so just before I fall asleep, I'm laying on my right side, I look up in the trees and I see about a basketball-sized red orb for about 2 seconds, and then it just kind of dissipated. And I thought, oh, okay, that's cool, and I went to sleep. And then I woke up in the middle of the night, I don't know, around 2 or so, and I'm laying there and on my right side, and I'm looking across the meadow to the tree line. And all of a sudden I realize I'm looking at a full-bodied, 9-foot, 10-foot tall Cantu, the adult male here. He's just standing there, and I'm laying on my side and I'm looking at him for about 30 seconds. And then all of a sudden, his full figure kind of like turned into an orb, like about a softball-sized orb. And then it was like that for a bit, and then it just poof, like a flashbulb, and then he was gone. And I was like, that's cool. And I went back to sleep. And then this morning, remember the pain thing, working our butts off, going to sleep exhausted, waking up, going to bed in pain, waking up in pain. This morning, I woke up and it was like 95% of the pain was gone. And so I'm like feeling the best I have felt in over a month. And so that's pretty cool. So anyway, you got to hear everybody and their experiences here, and we're going to have more events coming up. We have a one-nighter in June, a two-nighter in July, two-nighter in August, and a two-nighter in September. And although in theory, when you go to the groups in the events page and the Team Squatching USA page, they look full, sign up anyway. Send your checks in to reserve your spot. There's always attrition. There's always, life happens. People drop out at the last minute because somebody gets sick or work happens or whatever. So anyway, glad to spend time with all you guys. And thank you for coming. And we are looking forward to seeing some of you again if you want to come back. And thank you guys for watching this. And hopefully we'll see some of you come here in the near future as well. This is Dr. J, not driving to work and saying goodbye.